HCTV Sports is supported by the Hastings Public House. Memories made local.
First goal of the year goes for the Raiders.
Oh, beautiful shot there. Nicely done. Gets the pin.
Oh, was that beautiful? Onside kick, and it's recovered by Hastings.
And he's rung up for strike three.
Zablawi! Touchdown Raiders!
Hello everyone, and welcome to HCTV Sports live on channel 799 in Town Square Television. I'm Reagan Hooverman. I'll be on play-by-play tonight. Beautiful time to introduce my broadcast partner for the night, Ross Albertson. Ross, how's it going?
Pretty good. Happy to be here, Reagan. It's a good night to watch some basketball between two Metro East Conference teams, Hastings and South St. Paul.
Absolutely. So it looks like we're already getting starting lineups coming out here. Oh, we're alternating. Okay. We're going to take a quick look at the Metro East Conference standings. You see South St. Paul enters 15-5 overall, a pretty good record in the conference as well, 7-3. Move a little bit further down, you see Hastings 5-16 overall, 3-8 in the conference. And some really good teams, right, Ross, here in the Metro East. I mean, you look at Matamidi, St. Thomas Academy. There's some good basketball being played here.
Yeah, there's really good basketball being played here. Just fun teams to watch. And both these teams are just trying to carve themselves a few more wins in the conference and move up the rankings a notch or two. As you saw, Hastings, they're just a game behind North St. Paul and just a few more behind the team above North St. Paul, who's I lost that graphic, so I don't know who that was. And so if they can win a couple of these last few games, they can inch ahead of North St. Paul and move up in the standings. And South St. Paul, they're just trying to chase the big boys, Matamidi and St. Thomas Academy.
And we're going through the starting lineups here. Looks like Burnett, Weston Schultz, Matthew Fox, bouncing around Kellen Newton, and who do we have as the fifth starter? Looks like it's
Kelvin Maher is the fifth starter.
Kelvin Maher is number 5, the fifth starter there. So we've got the starters for Hastings. We're trying to figure out the starters for South St. Paul, right, if we can update the lineup here a little bit.
Yeah, but they'll let us know. And we'll see them when they get out there. And I know for Hastings, this starting lineup has been, they shifted this about 3 games ago. I think probably to get a little more calming ball handling on the court. I know Weston Schultz does a good job of that. And so now we can get a look at the South St. Paul starting lineup. We got Jones, Nasir Jones, Alonzo Simmons. I think it's Matthew Lee.
So we've got 22, America Fitch, and number 24, Jorge Smith.
Awesome, and their fifth starter is Gavin Pendergast.
So it's going to start with Jones, a jumper, no good. Already an offensive rebound.
And so Hastings they're playing a zone that they've started in the past. I think maybe to try to contain the three-point shooters. It's a 3-2 zone, and notoriously zones are tough to rebound out of. So you might see a few more offensive rebounds than you're accustomed to.
Quick rebound for the Raiders going the other way. They'll set up the offense. Now to the right side wing, back up top of the key, going to pull a quick three-pointer. That's up and good. A nice start for the junior guard, Owen Burnett.
Yeah, and that's a nice rhythm jump shot for Owen. Came off of about 4 passes. That's a good start for Hastings.
Like you said, in that zone to try and contain and we're picked off and going the other way. This is Schultz, the 1-on-0 layup, good. A nice start for the Raiders, 5-0, 1 minute here into the first half.
And so South St. Paul might take them a little bit to figure out this is a unique zone, this 3-2 zone with some token ball pressure. Hastings does like to run this, and if you haven't seen it, it can be a little confusing to start.
And they're doing a nice job so far. A little bit of a trap outside the perimeter. Going to be a spot-up three-pointer, no good. And rebound goes the way of the Raiders.
Big rebound by Matt Foss. And he got up there.
Burnett, a little quick backdoor pass, short corner, no good for Schultz. Rebound, Packers going the other way. It's going to be a loose ball. Bodies hit the floor. Raiders corral it. It's going to be Schultz, pass. And
good
now
sharing of the ball by the Hastings Raiders.
Beautiful layup right there from Foss. 7-0, and the Packers want to talk it over already. Darren Edwards says we need to slow this run down.
Yeah, that was a good timeout by Taryn Edwards. The Packers look pretty discombobulated out there. They aren't quite, maybe didn't seem quite ready for that 3-2 zone.
So we see the Burnett's 3 right there, which got the scoring going for the Raiders. And I mean, this is a team, right? South St. Paul, no slouches, right? 15-5 overall. They've gone up against and competed with some of the best teams, and the Raiders have kind of jumped on them here to start.
Yeah, and that's a really important start for the Hastings Raiders. They found themselves falling behind in the past few games and having to try to dig out of holes, which is a tough thing for any team. South St. Paul has firepower, though. They can come back in a heartbeat. They can shoot the 3 really well, and so Hastings just has to kind of keep being diligent with their perimeter defense.
Well, and like you said there, I mean, South St. Paul, they can get into a boat race pretty quickly, right? 70 points a game. They got 4 players scoring at least 13 a game. They're a balanced offensive attack. So Hastings, give credit to them so far. They've done a nice job in this first 2 minutes. So coming out of the timeout, Packers with possession out near midcourt.
Yep, Simmons trying to get the Packers ready to run the play that their coach just drew up for them.
Into the high post, taken away. Beautiful defense right there for the Raiders.
Really aggressive defense for the Raiders. I haven't quite, it's more aggressive than I've seen in the past.
Little free throw line jumper, won't go for Newton. Rebound Packers, now the left side wing taking them baseline. And we've got our first foul of the game.
Okay. Yep. That was a good call. 2 hands on the attacking driver, and that's one way that South St. Paul could put some pressure on this 3-2 defense, is just attacking the seams.
Now to the right side. Tight defense, really extending out past the 3-point line. And tipped pass.
Good hands, good tips.
South St. Paul throwing it into the post. Risky pass. Works out. Layup no good. Rebound Newton now. Raiders in transition. 15 and change here to go in the first half. Now swung to the corner. Dumped into the post. And
okay, so that's a big call. That's 2 on Newton. And so we're going to see a lot of Lucas Foss here in a second. Lucas Foss is he's a sophomore who's played a lot of minutes in Hastings last game because Newton was out, and really kind of grew up and showed a lot. So I think Hastings is okay here, but.
So maybe the best thing, I mean, obviously you don't want Newton to ever go to the bench, but at least early. But you bring in Foss, who, like you said, has some experience. He's going to be ready for this moment, and the zone has worked so far, so we'll see if it can continue. 3-pointer from the wing. Won't go. Rebound fought for. Packers grab it. No good. And another putback. 3rd time's the charm.
And that was by Jones, and that was just, he quick jumped. That was really impressive by Jones.
And going the other way quickly. Like you said, Foss comes in and attacks right away. Now 9-2 advantage for the Raiders.
And one thing you want to pay attention to, for the Hastings Raiders at least, South St. Paul seems to want to stick up and pressure the ball on rebounds, pressure the ball anytime they can. And if Hastings can push that thing to the corner very quickly, they're going to get some of those easy layups to Foss and to Newton and to their big men.
And we're going to see Hastings is going to have to break the press here. South St. Paul putting on the full court. Slow start, going to have to get it across midcourt. Very close, but they do.
Big pressure defense by number 3, Simmons. Really good defense by Simmons right there, and that's...
And tipped ball, no signal yet. They're going to say Packer basketball.
And I'm not sure who this referee is in front of us, but a really nice job. I saw it as well. He corrected his partners and said, you know what, I saw that ball tipped by South St. Paul. Nice job by the officiating crew so far tonight.
So Raiders will side inbound. They'll get it to Schultz. Now over to Burnett. It's going to go off the bounce into the rack. Layup is good and one.
And that's one thing, you know, I've seen it in a number of Hastings games. That's one thing that Burnett does a really nice job of. He's got an uncanny ability to get to the rack. And when the lane clears out like that, you saw Hastings went 5 out, meaning nobody was in the lane. All 5 guys were on the perimeter. That lane opened up for Owen, and he attacked.
When you got to think free throw is up and good, so it will be 12-2 for the Raiders. And we've got a substitution. But what I was going to say is with Burnett's, I mean, he hits a three-pointer early. You got to respect the jumper. You pull up a little bit, and he goes right off the dribble right by you. I mean,
this is a start that that Burnett's really needed.
So this is Jones on the left side wing. Now out to Simmons.
And you can see South St. Paul is really trying to get a concerted effort of getting that ball to the nail against this zone, which is what you want to do. Hastings is just making it tough for them. But getting it to the nail means if you can get it right to the free throw line, then you've got a ton of options to pass out of there. Okay.
It's a nice skip pass, but we've got a foul called.
That foul's going to be on Burnett. So Hastings they want to be aggressive, but they want to be a little bit of aware of not getting both of their big guns into foul trouble.
Yeah, not the two players you want to see get going with fouls early. But still in good shape. Only the first for Burnett, so he's still doing all right. South St. Paul with the inbound to the corner. Back out near midcourt. Still trying to figure out how to attack this zone. They haven't done a great job so far, but a bucket will go there for Devon Simmons.
And you saw there, they got the ball right to the elbow nail area. Again,
Burnett's beautiful slashing into the lane for another layup, 14-4 in favor of the Raiders. Under 13 to go here in the first half. Now a pass to the corner, spot up three-pointer. Can't quite go, rebound fought
really
for.
good fight by Foss, good fight by Simmons.
Beautiful pass, just couldn't quite corral it.
Yep, but
Alonzo Simmons right there threw a beautiful pass from the corner into the post.
Yeah, both teams just fighting like crazy for the glass. It's fun to see.
As we got a look right there moments ago from South St. Paul head coach Darren Edwards.
And subbing into the game now for Kelvin Maher is Peyton Lee Dean. He'll bring some energy and has the ability to bring some real defensive energy to this team too.
So it will be Ledine's first touch of the game. Now back over to Burnett's. Now to the left side wing.
And South St. Paul's applying good ball pressure.
Burnett's spot up three, no good. Nice pass into the post.
And that's
little up and under layup for Foss.
That's what we call the Foss to Foss connection. Brother hitting brother on that play.
A little homegrown chemistry right there. They already know what's going on.
Exactly.
16-4 advantage. I mean, if you're a Raiders fan, this is about as good as you could have hoped for in the first 6 minutes of this ball game.
Absolutely, but again, these Raiders they got to recall South St. Paul can pour it on quickly. So, South St. Paul fans, don't despair. Your team can pour it on in a heartbeat.
Beautiful pass inside. Layup goes for Burnett's. Nice assist there from the sophomore forward, Lucas Foss. Now it's extended to a 14-point lead here early in the first half. Pass stolen by Burnett's. Now in transition.
Okay.
And that's picked off going the other way. This is Cazares Campbell. Layup is good.
And so what we're going to notice is Hastings has really benefited from South St. Paul's poor shooting, and that does not allow South St. Paul to set their D. Now that South St. Paul is able to set their D, let's see if Hastings.
And we've got an offensive there against Burnett, so that will be his second foul. With 11 and change here to go still in the first half, you got to think, yeah, he'll go to the bench.
Yep, and so now this will be interesting. Can Hastings weather the storm with Burnett's and Kellen Newton sitting on the bench? And can South St. Paul take advantage? Last time they started doing a better job of driving the seams, getting more aggressive.
So South St. Paul to the short corner, now going to dribble back out.
And this aggressive 3-2 defense is giving South St. Paul some trouble.
Runner's no good.
Yep.
Rebound fought for, ends up in Raider hands. And we've got a foul call. That's going to go against the senior, Nasir Jones. Now they have a chance to set their defense. Not the way they would have liked to do it, but they've got a chance to put on the press here.
Yes, they do. And so we'll see. Hastings has handled it pretty well, which that's a good thing, because in the past sometimes Hastings has struggled with some pressure for spurts.
And the press, it looks like we got something on the floor they're going to clean up here.
Yep, looks like Nasir Jones maybe got a little cut. He's heading down to get just get that taken care of so he can get back in the game.
And with just talking about the press, I mean, it is a high risk, high reward, right? I mean, if Hastings can find a way to break it, maybe you get. We know they like to shoot the three. You get a wide open three. You can get a layup, but also you can turn it over pretty easily too. So it could go either way.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've seen a couple times tonight. I think Hastings doing exactly what Coach Fike wants them to do, Coach Chad Fikema, and that is when they've been pressured, they're pushing that ball up to the corner and waiting for that rim runner. In this case, it's going to be Lucas Foss, to run to the front of the rim where he can get a layup going against one guy instead of against five. And so they've done a good job of that. If Hastings can keep that up, that could be a long night for South St. Paul.
18-6 with 11:03 remaining here in the first half. And it looks like, yeah, it's Newton and Burnett still going to stay on the bench here. So if you're Hastings, just trying to get through those minutes, right? Don't allow South St. Paul to get on a run.
Yeah, it looks like Newton actually did come back into the game, and he's a smart player. He'll be able to play this with his 2 fouls. South St. Paul, it appears, is going with their starting 5. Let's see here. We've got Pendergrass is still in, and a man off the bench. It really looks like he's playing some tough defense down there. Is Sincere Cesar McCampbell. And so he's flying around out there trying to give South St. Paul some energy. I kind of like to see that.
So this will be Esterby on the left side wing now. Well, back to Esterby. Dribbles into the free throw line. Risky pass.
Yep. I was about to say Hastings is using good patience and passing the ball well. And they got lucky on that pass, but luck's part of the game.
South St. Paul playing some really tight physical man-to-man defense here. Raiders still trying to find a way to attack.
Really nice
down
that was just whoops, sorry about that.
That's down into the post for Newton, won't go.
That pass from Weston Schultz was just really nice. Sometimes you pass it before you even see it, and the timing is there.
Mid-range jumper for Devon Simmons is good. Now 18-8. Raiders still in good shape here with possession. As we get Schultz trying to break the one-man press right there.
Yeah, but that allowed South St. Paul to set their D, and so this is a tougher time for anybody to score when you're going 5-on-5 as opposed to 3-on-3 or 2-on-2. When a team can get back and set their D, that's really helpful to the defense.
Loose ball is going to stay right here. As we get a replay of that last mid-range jumper. Nice job for South St. Paul attacking the zone right there.
And again, if you see, I think on 3 of the 4 possessions that they've scored, getting the ball to that elbow or to that nail against this zone proves to be fruitful for South St. Paul.
Little runner for Weston Schultz will go. 5'8" sophomore guard.
Yeah, Schultz is a smart player, plays within himself, and just a calming presence out there for a sophomore.
Spot up three-pointer from the corner. That's all 3 of them for junior Gavin Pendergast. Lead cut to 9 here with 9 minutes and change to go. Schultz crossing midcourt. Over to Ledeen. Little hop step gets rejected.
Really
Packers
good
going the other
defense.
way.
Yep, good one-on-one defense right there by Pendergast.
Layup's good. Nice job running the break. That's Keith Woodland Cox.
And so South St. Paul's gotten energized now. Very nice cut. That was an accurate call. That was a travel, but a nice cut there.
One too many steps. Basket's going to get waved. It'll be going back to the Packers, so a little bit of energy here for South St. Paul the last minute or two. So this is Simmons crossing midcourt.
And we'll see if South St. Paul continues to get it to the nail. Simmons gets it to the nail himself.
Mid-range jumper sent via airmail. Offensive rebound. Driving layup, and we've got a foul call. Looks like Pendergast will go to the line to shoot a pair here with 8:16 to go in the first half.
That was a really good catch and slash by Pendergast, getting to the hoop right there against this zone. It's such a hard thing to do. Rebounding out of a zone, it's kind of a risk-reward thing. Rebounding out of a zone is really a tough thing to do because you just don't know where the man is to box out.
Right, you have to find a body. It's a lot easier. I mean, Simple but true. I mean, in man-to-man defense, you already know where the guy is, right?
Yep.
In zone, you gotta look around, try to find a body quickly.
But the reward of the zone has been apparent for Hastings, which is, you know, they're pressuring South St. Paul and kind of confusing them and making them think a lot instead of just play. And that's what a zone does, slows them down and makes them think.
Schultz gonna step on the line. That's an over and back. Tight defense starting to impact Hastings a little bit here. And
it's a good timeout by Coach Chad Fikema. Good timeout. So as you can see, when South St. Paul can score, as with any team, and they're able to set their defense, they're starting to give Hastings some trouble. So yeah, as you can see on the screen, one of our sponsors is Hastings Public House. Thank you for sponsoring HCTV. It's memories made local, and I can talk from experience at Hastings Public House. I sometimes help out with Hastings traveling basketball, and we'll have some meetings out there, and those are some of my favorite meeting nights. We can get some chicken wings, some other great food out there. My favorite is the chicken wings at the Public House, and it's located right there at Dakota Pines Golf Course, and it is some good stuff.
Absolutely, a great sponsor, staying local. Appreciate the support as always here for HCTV Sports.
Yep. And we also appreciate those of you that are watching us on Town Square TV. We're glad to have you here with us.
So it will be South St. Paul setting up the offense here. Now just under 8 minutes to go in the first half. The lead is 20-15 for the Raiders. Make that a 2-point lead as we get a three-pointer there from Keyshawn Jarman.
And so South St. Paul, they took their lumps, but now they've kind of started to get a little rhythm against that 3-2 zone.
So Raiders going the other way. That tight man-to-man defense, it's picked off going the other way. And we've got a nice layup finish there from...
And so that 10-point lead has evaporated. And it's a game of runs.
And if you're South St. Paul, you got to be really happy with how these last couple minutes have gone. You've erased what was a 14-point deficit.
Yep, really, and it's kind of been jump-started by just some really good tight defense.
Oh, nice pump fake there from Lucas Foss.
Lucas Foss he's really turned in some solid performances and just solid all around. Good screen out by number 13 there of South St. Paul.
Spot up three-pointer won't go. Rebound fought for, but it's going to stay a Raider possession. Looks like not going to quite commit to the full court press, just some regular tight man-to-man defense. And it looks like we got a grab.
Yep, didn't quite shuffle the feet quite quick enough on that pressure D, and that happens sometimes with pressure D.
Pretty clean game so far, only 8 fouls total. As the Raiders send it into the backcourt, now setting up the offense.
Boy, South St. Paul's really picked up the defensive pressure here these last few minutes.
Beautiful cut. Pass couldn't get there. Ends up in the hands of Foss, and that little floater's good.
Exactly how they drew it up.
Hey, you need a few lucky bounces to go your way sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
Well, South St. Paul trying to attack that high post. Spot up three, thought about it. Now swung to the left side wing. Back into the post. A few dribble moves, corrals, and layup is good.
Good offensive possession by South St. Paul. They were nice and patient. Again, got it right down in there in the nail lane area where a lot of stuff opens up.
So now it's Bernatz out near midcourt. Over to Schultz. Now to Foss. Trying to throw the back door, a little miscommunication there, and it's going to be a turnover for the Raiders.
Yeah, I understand what Lucas was doing, and that back door is a great play, a great cut, but one of the hardest things to execute in basketball. That's why a lot of teams overplay.
If you're the Raiders, if you want to win this game, you got to limit turnovers, right? They come into tonight averaging 17.8, basically 18 turnovers a game. You got to, if you want to win against this good of a team, that needs to be a 12 or 13 kind of number.
Oh, yep, that's 100% right.
Thought about the three, now going off the bounce. Pendergast will pass it over to Jones. Patiently trying to attack this Raider zone, slashing to the short corner, thought about it. And we've got a 3-second call.
Yep, Jones was in the lane, didn't quite know what to do when Pendergast got in the air, and just kind of was stuck in the lane for a while.
Get in trouble sometimes when you get in the air and don't know where you're going with it.
Yep, just two guys attacking, and unfortunately they got that 3-second call.
So the lead is 24-22 for the Raiders. 5 minutes to go here in this first half. Double team, loose ball out near midcourt. Nearly an over and back. Three-pointer from the wing. No good. Rebound Packers trying to push the pace in transition. Little stutter step layup won't go. And we've got a foul call.
Okay, that foul looks like it's on Esterby. That'll be his first, won't it?
It is. 6th team foul. Something to pay attention to if you're a Raider fan. Trap in the corner. Can't quite force a turnover, but there it is instead. Foss hands it off to Burnetz. Thought about a three. Takes it off the bounce. Back to Burnetz. Little runner. That's good.
That was a great catch. That was a tough catch, and Burnetz handled that well.
He's done a nice job so far creating space early in this game when, hey, maybe you don't want to settle for the deep three the whole game. You want to get to the hole, and he's done a nice job so far.
Yeah, and that's important. That's important for him to attack the hole, let the three come to him.
So it's going to be Jones out near midcourt, trying to set up the offense with 4 and change here left in the first half. Now to the short corner. Pass inside, risky pass, fought for. Ends up in Raider hands. Now got to try to break the homemade press. Burnetz, a spot up three. That one's pretty deep. Off front iron, won't go. And it'll be South St. Paul ball.
And so you live with that deep three. You've seen Burnetz hit a couple. So you live with that.
Packers with possession. This is Jones crossing midcourt. Now to the right side to Pendergast. A little mid-range jumper. That's good. Wanted a foul call. Didn't get it. Lead once again cut to 4. Burnetz, a little spin move. Pass to the corner. Back out to Esterby going off the dribble. Circus layup won't go, but we've got a foul call, so Esterby is going to go to the line to shoot a pair.
And a good job of attacking. South St. Paul is really, as you can see, they're amping up the D. They're in the face of the guards. And so one thing you can do against that is just attack the rim, and you'll get fouls, or you'll get shots.
Hastings this year, 65% free throw shooting as a team. First one gets a shooter's roll and finds the bottom of the bucket.
And so we look subbing in. We got Casares McCampbell subbing in, as well as number 21, Matthew Lee, subbed in just a few moments ago for South St. Paul.
Esterby connects on both, 28-24 here for the Raiders. 3:12 to go in the first half. And South St. Paul setting up their offense again. They've been pretty methodical. They've done a nice job of being patient so far in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, and if there's a little soccer kick, and if you notice, from the first few possessions when they got down, what was it? Almost 12-0, 12-2.
Yeah.
They were confused and they weren't attacking inside. Everything was on the perimeter. Now they're getting it to the nail, to the lane. And that's proved to be kind of the difference in the game now for them.
Spot up three won't go. Rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll go the way of the Raiders.
Coach Chad Feikman did a good job of securing that rebound.
So more full court press here for South St. Paul. This is Maher, senior 6'1" forward. Pass to Burnetz. And it's off his foot.
Yep.
We're going the other way. So there's one of those One of those 18 turnovers a game that they've had this year.
And I've been impressed. Casares McCampbell, since he came in, South St. Paul's defense has really picked up, and he caused that turnover there again. He's just kind of putting forth huge defensive effort for them.
He's done a nice job in the steal earlier,
Yep.
transition layup. He's been impactful for them so far, battling their way back into this game. Pendergast driving baseline, and we've got a foul call.
That was a smart drive by Pendergast, because I think the foul is going to be on Burnett's.
It is, so that is, if you're a Raider fan, that is the last thing you want to see. That's his third foul, I believe.
That is his third foul, yep.
Got to imagine he won't see the rest of the half here on the floor with 3 fouls.
I don't see. Okay, yep. I didn't see a sub, but it's because Weston Schultz was sitting down. Yep. I think you're right. I think he's going to take this $159 and get into halftime.
Yeah, can't risk picking up number 4. That would, I mean, you get number 4, it becomes a disaster.
And more of it's a mental disaster too. Like, you can play a game without fouling, but if you got 4, that's in the back of your mind the whole time.
And you have to think, if they know your best player or one of your 2 best players has 4 fouls, they're going to go at him.
Just like what Pendergast did on that last drive. Really smart drive by Pendergast.
So now this is Lucas Foss. Back over to Maher. Now down in the post, back to Foss. Little turnaround hook. Beautiful move right there. Nice touch.
And really a beautiful entry pass from Weston Schultz. Just, you notice that he hits Lucas before he's getting to the spot. That's a really nice thing.
So 30-24 advantage for the Raiders. Spot up 3-pointer from the wing. Won't go. Tipped out. And it ends up in the hands of Esterby. He's going to slow it down in transition. Now he's stuck. Double teamed.
That is a tough thing to pull that thing down within a double team.
And we've got a timeout. So South St. Paul wants to talk it over. That's Coach Darren Edwards. And it's a 30.
All right. So those of you watching out there, we're being broadcast in a couple areas. We're being broadcast at HCTV, which is channel 799. You can also catch that on YouTube at the HCTV YouTube channel. So thanks to those of you watching out there and leaving us some comments on YouTube if we're mispronouncing names or if we're making some missed calls. Town Square TV, we're also glad to have you watching with us as well.
So we see Edwards right there talking to his team during the timeout.
Yeah, I like watching Edwards. He's really animated, and you can tell his animation after that first 4-minute stretch. He got his team to get as excited as he is.
Well, and you can see it trickles down too, right? He's down on the side. You'd have thought he was playing defense. He's got his arms in the air. It's as a shot of us right there. Say hello. Say hello to all the people watching.
Yeah, Edwards. He must have been a great communicator when he played basketball, because he communicates well to his team.
Risky pass goes the other way. 2-on-1 for the Packers. And I believe they're going to say, okay, it is a foul. I thought it looked like it might have been tipped out of bounds, but they're going to say a little bit of contact.
I think he got his arm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, these refs been doing a great job.
So it'll be Casares McCampbell going to the line. Hits the first of 2. Under a minute to go here in the first half.
And now checking in is Woodson Cox, trying to give South St. Paul a little more defensive energy here in the last 58.3.
Second free throw rattles home.
So I'll tell you, I don't know what you think, but boy, I think one of the players of the half is this Casares McCampbell, just coming in and providing a defensive spark for the South St. Paul team. And I think he's taken 2 free throws, hasn't taken 1 shot, and there he goes again.
Corral on a loose ball, which will go down as a steal. Now McCampbell. Oh, beautiful pass, just tipped out of bounds. Had the right idea there, just couldn't quite thread it through. Well, 40 seconds to go. 4-point advantage for the Raiders.
And another good job by this referee squad. The low ref wasn't quite sure of the call, and the ref that saw that the ball was not tipped made the correct call and gave it back to South St. Paul.
It's a nice slashing layup. He's going to go to the line. That's Woodson Cox checking into the game and getting to the free throw line quickly.
And so now you're going to see Evan Koenigs come in to give Lucas Foss a little spell and provide 36 seconds of good basketball for these guys while Newton and Foss are in a little bit of foul trouble.
And we've got something else on the floor out near the logo.
Yeah, we've got, I think Lucas Foss got a little blood, so he's getting himself looked at over there, which is, I think, part of the reason that Evan went in, because Lucas has one foul right now.
Physical defense both ways. We've got blood
Absolutely.
literally being spilled here in the first half.
Looks like Lucas might have a bloody nose down there.
And it's been that kind of game, obviously. I mean, it's been physical, tight defense, and it's been fun to watch. And it's like you said, it's been a game of runs here.
Yeah, nothing you like more than these high school boys putting all their effort on the line, playing tough defense, getting out, getting after it. It's just fun to see. It's fun to see anybody playing good, hard basketball and playing the right way.
Shout out to our camera crew. Look at them getting a shot of cleaning the floor right there. That was excellent stuff. So out of the second blood timeout of the half. It's going to be going back to the free throw line for Woodson Cox, his second. Now right there. I mean, that's Ben, our excellent camera crewman.
Doing a great job down there. And so again, you saw, it's debatable whether Lucas fouled Woodson Cox on that last drive, but Woodson Cox made the drive and put the pressure on the referees and put the pressure to either make a call or not, and he got the foul call.
Absolutely. So connects on both right there. Now the Packers pulling within 2. Nice job on the press break for the Raiders. 25 seconds to go here in the first half.
Yeah, it looked like South St. Paul pulled out a new press there, the diamond in one or arrow press, as you like to call it.
Little runner won't go. Rebound Packers. Trying to push the pace in transition. It's a 3-on-2.
That was an opportunity squandered right there.
And a nice job from the Raiders. Just getting a deflection, any body part you can get on it to set your defense up here with 12 seconds to go.
And so this is a big possession here.
It is.
South St. Paul can go in tied or down, depending on how this possession goes.
And they're going to get a block call there, and we're in the, I believe that's number 10, so this will be double bonus here.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's gonna be Woodson Cox going back to the free throw line. First is good. And now, like you said, I mean, a chance to tie after you were down more than a dozen points if you're the Packers. Got to feel good about how this last 11 minutes or so has gone.
And there we got a foul called on number 22, who was not on a roster, but you got us the name.
22 is America Fitch. Oh, three-pointer at the buzzer rattles out. And the Raiders will take a 30-29 lead into the locker room. I mean, what were some of your takeaways there from the first half?
Oh, that was an enjoyable first half. Just good, solid basketball all around, I thought. You know, you had some turnovers here and there, but really good, solid basketball. I felt like South St. Paul started out really not knowing how to attack that 3-2 zone. What did you think of that?
No, absolutely. I mean, they struggled early. I think I think it was maybe 14-2 or something like that. 3 minutes into the half, they found a way. They called a timeout. Shout out to the head coach for calling a timeout. They set up some offensive plays, find a way to get back into this game. So 30-29. We got 10 minutes for halftime. Keep it right here for an excellent second half. HCTV Sports.
At Hastings Community TV, we have been telling the story of Hastings since 1983. By supporting HCTV, you are supporting weekly live high school sports coverage, community events, original shows like Take a Hike Mike, Man on the Street, Aprons Optional, and Around the Mic. You are also contributing to coverage for school events, graduation, prom, school board meetings, and the student-run broadcast journalism course, The Echo.
HCTV is your one-stop shop for all things local government. This coverage includes city council and other local government meetings, forums, PSAs, local news packages, and so much more.
HCTV also provides virtual alternatives to in-person viewing for notable events around Hastings. We make all of our content viewable to everyone by putting it on TV, YouTube, Facebook, and our website for on-demand viewing.
With more and more people cutting cable each year, a major source of our funding is continuing to decline. Your support is vital to keeping our small nonprofit sustainable. If you would like to give a donation, you can go to hastingstv.org/donate. To learn about our sponsorship program, where your business will be recognized in our programming, check out hastingstv.org/sponsors.
I'm Caden Noring, and I live in Hastings, Minnesota. Right here in Hastings, Snapchat and other social media apps are being used to buy and sell illegal drugs, many of which are made with illicit fentanyl, like ordering a pizza. With a few keywords or emojis, kids can order what they think are legit prescription drugs, like Percocet, Xanax, and Adderall, and have them delivered right to their home. 4 out of every 10 pills found on social media are made up of deadly fentanyl. How do I know this? That's how I lost my big brother Devin on April 4th, 2020. A pill he and his friend got from someone on Snapchat was a fake. The Percocet they believed they were given was made with enough fentanyl to kill 10 people. Devin didn't know. Devin didn't want to die. If you suspect drug dealing is happening, you can leave an anonymous tip by using the Tip 411 system in Hastings. Text the word Hastings and your tip to 847-411. Call 911 if you suspect an overdose is happening. Seconds count. Call United Way's 24/7 helpline by dialing 211 to find resource in and near Hastings. Contact United Way of Hastings or visit their website unitedwayofhastings.org for more resource or to make a donation. You can save a life by working with me and the United Way of Hastings to build awareness and reduce the stigma around overdose and fentanyl poisoning. One pill can kill.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to HCTV Sports. We've got a good one brewing here, 90 seconds away from the second half between the hometown Hastings Raiders and the visiting South St. Paul Packers. Ross, what are going to be some of the keys here to the second half? Is we've got a camera shot right here. Say hello to America and whoever else is watching.
You got my bad side, which is either side.
Oh,
so.
man.
So yeah, what are the keys to the second half?
Yeah.
We'll call them Reagan's rules
That's
to the
perfect.
game
Love it.
for Hastings. I think one of the big rules, Owen Burnatz needs to not pick up that fourth foul early in the third quarter, and then Hastings just needs to calm down in the face of pressure. Try not to fight it, but share the ball with bigs and share the ball to get the ball up court. For South St. Paul, they need to continue to do what they've been doing for the past probably 12 minutes of the ball game, which is get the ball to the nail, attack the seams, and try to beat this zone from the inside out. And then once they do that, if South St. Paul wants to win this game, they got to keep up their pressure defense and kind of play in the mirror image of what I think their coach is, a really high energy pressure defense guy.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, it's the Burnatz thing. I mean, he's played really well tonight, and he's shot it really efficiently. And they're a different team when he's on the floor. If he picks up number 4, they're going to be in trouble here. And if you're the Raiders, like you said, you don't even necessarily have to slow it down, but you got to play with a little more composure, right? You got to make smart passes, limit the turnovers, and I think we're in for a good finish here.
Yeah, we got a good look at Coach Chad Feichman and Coach Paul Olson, and we'll see what they've drawn up for the second half here to get the Raiders back up to a good start.
So they're going to start down in the post here, and Travel's going to wave off what would have been a bucket for Newton.
They had what they like to run out of timeout situations or out of kind of first play dead ball situations. Just that low post cross screening action, and it really worked well again there. They got the ball right into Newton with a good angle to shoot. Just dragged that foot.
So Pendergast trying to throw a swing pass. That one is way deep.
That was. Justin Jefferson needed to jump up and grab that one.
A little too much sauce on that pass. So it's going to be Raider basketball. And this is Schultz.
And, I've also, I spoke a lot about McCampbell in the first half, but I've also been impressed with the defensive pressure provided by Simmons. He's kind of changed it.
Burnett's going to make a big-time corner 3.
He's kind of made it really hard on Schultz and some of the guards to get this offense initiated. But another big shot for Burnatz, and I'm really happy for the game he's playing today for the Hastings Raiders.
And picking up right where he left off, a good first half and now a strong first minute and a half here of the second frame. Shot no good, and it's going to be on the line. As we're going to get a replay here of, I believe, the Burnatz 3. There it is. And that's just pure.
That is pure. And that, number 3 did a good job, except for he guarded the shoelaces instead of getting that hand up to guard the ball. And that happens sometimes. Drives coaches nuts.
And another deep three-pointer. That one rims out. Rebound fought for. Going to go the way of the Packers. Now in transition. Oh, beautiful pass. And a layup.
And that was, I saw that. Yep.
Layup won't go, but we've got a foul call, and that is the last thing you want to see if you're a Raider fan.
Unfortunately, this is not the NBA, and you can't challenge, but if they would have challenged, they would have lost anyway because Owen's heels were in the restricted area.
So it's going to be Fitch to the line for a pair, but more importantly, if you're a fan of the Packers, it's going to be Burnatz going to the bench for, I mean, you might have to assume 6 or 7 minutes at this point.
Yeah, I think Coach Fike he'll feel out this game, and if it starts to get out of hand, he's not going to let South St. Paul win with a player on the bench that he thinks can help.
Offensive rebound for Pendergast, layup good.
The one good thing about Hastings, we've seen this often. Burnatz has gotten himself into some foul trouble often, and on many occasions, Hastings has been able to weather the storm and move that ball with good flow.
Pendergast, a wing 3, off the iron, offensive rebound. Oh, beautiful use of the pivot foot. Can't get the layup to go. Another offensive rebound. That one won't go. And a fourth time is the charm for number 4, Pendergast.
And that was just some really great footwork down there by Simmons.
And that one stripped away. 1-on-0 for South St. Paul, and that's going to be their first lead of the night, 35-34. 15:45 to go in the second half. So Raiders trying to break the press. They do effectively right there. Maher over to Esterby, now into the post. Newton dribbles it off his foot. That's going to go the other way. Another turnover for the Raiders as Jones goes in transition, dumped into the post. And it's going to stay here.
Good dig down, good hands by Matthew Foss down there to get the Raiders out of a kind of a tough situation. So we've seen this before with Hastings in the past, where a team will get rolling and it'll start as a little trickle and then become a waterfall of points. We'll see if Hastings can avoid that today early in the second half.
And that's a beautiful defensive play by the Raiders. Thought about pushing it in transition. They're going to opt for a wing three-pointer. That one rims out. And I think we're going to get a loose ball foul right there against Ledeen.
Yep, another good call. Just two hands on the back and gave it a shove. Peyton Ledeen was just trying to be aggressive, but that was definitely a foul.
So now the Packers playing with a 2-point advantage here early in the second half, trying to set up their offense. Short corner jumper won't go. Rebound fought for. And they're going to say travel. Yep. He was rolling around.
Such an, that's the rule. You have to make that call. Yeah. Such an unfortunate rule because just good hustle. Good hustle by America.
It's good hustle. It's just hard to keep a pivot foot with your back on the floor.
It sure is.
So Raiders trying to break the press once again. They've done a nice job here so far. Spot up three-pointer, little off target. Rebound Packers, and again pushing the pace in transition. Ball on the floor, fought for. No signal yet, still loose.
Good fight, good scrap right there.
Ends up for the Raiders. Foss, beautiful pass inside to Ledeen.
And sometimes something as simple as just one little score can stop that run, stop that waterfall, and calm your team down.
And here we see the loose ball. Beautiful outlet pass, and then an even better bounce pass in for the layup. That is excellent basketball.
That right there is kind of a masterclass in attacking a broken floor.
So knotted up here at 35, 14-10 to go in the second half. This is Schultz now into the post. And nice touch right there from Lucas Foss. He's played really well tonight.
Yeah, he's a really, if you're a point guard, he's a big that you love to play with.
And talk about beautiful basketball right there. That's Cazares McCampbell.
Really good. And again, Cazares McCampbell.
A layup off another beautiful pass. Raiders wide open corner three. That one won't go. Rebound Packers.
And so I don't know if you've noticed, Reagan, but the team that seems to attack is the team that's having the success. The team that's settling for the threes each time down the court, it isn't happening for them.
Yeah, and attacking has not only led to those buckets inside, but it's opened up the jump shots. They're generating more open looks on the perimeter from attacking.
Absolutely, and this referee crew is also just doing a really good job of rewarding the attack. When players are giving them little shoves, giving them little two hands, the refs are calling it.
37-37 here with 13.5 to go.
Really good attack.
Schultz kicked out. Now a little floater. That one's good from Ledeen.
Really good attack by Schultz. He got the defense to double team, and then they were in a scramble, and that allowed the lane to open up for Ledeen.
Little hop, step, gather, and one too many steps on that drive to the bucket. So a turnover here will give the ball to the Raiders.
We'll see. It looks like South St. They seem to be doing a hybrid arrow press there, but not quite set up in an arrow. I don't know what that was.
Little mid-range jumper won't go. Rebound. Fortunate bounce goes the way of the Raiders. Little runners. Nice play there by Weston Schultz.
Any of you out there that are undersized players, that runner is really a
too many steps.
That was a travel. That runner is a good tool to have in your arsenal. And we've seen Weston Schultz hit that a couple times.
Just a beautiful touch on that. It's like you said, it's a nice way to navigate the trees, right?
Absolutely.
You don't have to go through the power forward or the center down there.
And the beautiful thing about a runner is it notoriously comes off the rim soft. So if you got a big guy down in what they call Dunker's corner, he's going to get that rebound.
Oh, nice pass there. Just a little too much sauce on it. Packers going the other way, and nice job from Foss there just to tip it out of bounds so they can set up the defense.
Yeah, just little effort plays like that. Just getting that hand up, that prevented 2 points for South St. Paul. We'll see. That could be an important 2 points.
Little short corner jumper off the inbound, off back iron, rebound Raiders. Outlet pass to Schultz. Now into the post. Foss, who's had such a nice night. It's going to continue. Beautiful touch right there.
That is a thing of beauty. Rhythm, 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 and he's found it.
Now Packers trying to attack this Raider zone. To the corner, back to the top of the key. Dan, that's a three-pointer. That's one way to do it if you're Keyshawn Jarman.
That was a deep three, really deep three.
And it's going to be a turnover for the Raiders, so it'll go. As we see a replay right here, that is 3 or 4 feet behind the three-point line.
Yep. I think Coach Feichner would be okay letting that deep of a three go, but not that one.
Yep, not from the corner. That's Jarman again, so 6 points in 2 possessions, and we're knotted up here at 43 all.
Okay, so now you've seen it, and you got to say, shooter, 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 wherever he is. Make sure your team is aware that 13 is going to shoot those threes.
Pass inside to Foss. Layup won't go. Rebound fought for. Oh, that's excellent hustle right there.
Yep. Really good hustle, really good athleticism.
Save. Beautiful save from over and back right there from Pendergast. This is a heat check. Yeah, there it is. My goodness, Jarman is lighting up the scoreboard now. 9 points in 3 possessions. The Raiders got to find a way to get a hand up. Oh, beautiful pass to the corner there, and an answer. That's Esterby.
This has become a 5-alarm fire game. Shots just raining down. There he is again.
Oh my goodness, this is a performance for the ages right now. Jarman again.
And if you'll notice, and it's against this 3-2 zone, Jarman's finding a spot where the big has to try to come out and contest, and the big just isn't quick enough to get there.
I know the Raiders are trying to weather it, but this is just, maybe you think about a timeout at some point just with how hot he's been and the run that they're on.
Yeah, you kind of expect, I know if I'm Fike and Olsen, I know you expect your players to recognize that and to be sure that they're making each other aware of where the shooter is. And so on 3 possessions, they haven't quite done that, and Jarman's gotten great looks.
So Raiders now trying to answer, trailing by 3. 10 minutes and change here to go in the second half, looking for the post. And being a little too physical down there with Newton as he was trying to establish position.
Yep, I liked that stick-with-itness to get it down in the post right there by Lee Dean. Give Newton a chance to make a play or have the referees make a call.
Well, Schultz with the inbound, going right back to Newton in the post. Poked free. 2-on-1 opportunity for South St. Paul and nearly turned it over. Instead, it's going to be a spot-up three-pointer. That one won't go. Rebound fought for. And ends up with Lee Dean and a transition foul.
And so, as you've alluded to, Hastings has had some troubles with turnovers in that very situation. They've done a nice job of being strong with the ball when teams like South St. Paul, on a rebound or on a live ball situation, are trapping early.
And it's hard to do when you're playing a tough physical defense. It is not easy to get out of a press or a trap or whatever kind of defense it is. I mean, it is a serious challenge.
Absolutely, especially when your teammates are running down, getting themselves set for a fast break offensive possession.
Little swing pass, partially blocked. And we've got a loose ball foul on the Raiders.
Yep, that was a good contest, good block on the 3. You don't see that too often.
Yeah, as we're going to see, just getting a little bit of a piece of it. That's Fitch with a nice defensive play, and then just another.
Yep, and you don't mind that foul on Kelvin Maher in that situation. Just attack, being aggressive, going after a rebound, you'll take that.
Risky swing pass, finds its way home. Trying to go baseline, and we've got a push call.
Yep.
And it looks like that's going to go against 33 Lucas Foss.
And a nice attack there by Jones to not settle, but to attack Foss and get that foul call.
Well, South St. Paul inbounds under the bucket, swung around to the corner, three-pointer rims out. Offensive rebound, that's Fitch, won't go. And Newton corrals it as the Raiders go the other way.
And so right in that situation, I would have maybe preferred to see the ball getting pushed up instead of backwards. If they're going to press you with 3 guys, you want to burn them.
And that one's poked free as well. It'll stay here. And the Raiders really a concerted effort, right, to try and get it down into the post. When you got Foss in the game who's playing so well, you've got Newton down there who's been so potent. I mean, that's kind of how you got to attack this.
Yeah, and it makes sense, and I'm impressed with it.
It's going to be Newton on the wing here. Trying to get a pass down low. That one's turned over. Packers going the other way. And layup won't go. Offensive rebound. Fitch has done a nice job.
Yep.
Another offensive rebound. Layup is good for Pendergast and the foul.
And that is going to be, I believe, just number 3 on Newton.
They're saying no shot.
Oh, that's.
Oh, wow. They're actually saying offensive foul.
Okay. Well, I didn't see that, but I'm going to trust these refs. They've been doing a great job tonight.
I will as well. Didn't quite catch that one. Raiders trying to break the press. Pass telegraphed.
Yep.
Stolen. Pull-up three-pointer from the wing. That one rims out.
That was a heat check. Now, that maybe.
And another corner 3. That one will go.
Really?
Keyshawn Jarman is shooting the lights out of the gym right now.
Really nice job by, again, McCampbell. He had that ball and it was out of his hands in a half second to the shooter in the corner, which was Jarman, and Jarman nailed it.
Just a nice touch pass, absolutely. Find the hot hand, and the Packers, I mean, give credit where credit is due. They have done that in the last couple of minutes, and it's generated this 52-46 lead.
Yeah, and so again, hey, we want to thank our sponsor, the Hastings Public House, where memories are made local, right out there at Dakota Pines Golf Course. Great food, great atmosphere, good time with good friends. That's our local sponsor tonight, the Hastings Public House. For those of you watching on HCTV on channel 799 or on YouTube Live, or those of you down in Town Square TV, if you need a good meal the next couple days, go hit the Pub House.
Never a bad time to head down there and enjoy yourself. So we get a shot right there of Darren Edwards talking to his team. Got to imagine it's a pretty positive conversation with the way the last couple of minutes have gone.
Yep, and on the other end, you just got to imagine Coach Fike is saying, listen, shooters are going to hit shots, but a guy's not going to go 100% from the 3 for the entire half. So that's the only thing that South St. Paul that's the only way South St. Paul has pushed this lead, is with Jarman hitting, I believe, 4 threes?
Yeah.
In a span of about 4 minutes.
Yeah, and the conversation, I would imagine, kind of like you said right there, I mean, for the Raiders, it's not a negative one. I mean, you're 6 points, there's 8 minutes left, there's more than enough time to get back into this ballgame and even win it.
And
Pernatz is back in the game here.
Pernatz is back in the game, and McCampbell is doing everything he can to bait him into a charge. Let's see what happens here.
That one's turned over. Layup is good. Beautiful pass right there from Jarman to Cazares McCampbell. Raiders going the other way, and that's going to be Ledeen going to the free throw line.
And I'm a little bit surprised that was not called a goaltend. And maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like it came off the glass, even though it did not have a chance of going in. there was a slap of the glass and the ball got slapped away. So,
Interference with the bucket should not fly.
but I could be wrong. So that was on this last possession where Burnett's turned the ball over and Hastings won the fast break. That was an intelligent play by him to not get sucked into compounding his mistake and getting that 5th foul.
So Ledeen, 1 out of 2 at the line.
And so it's at this end, if Hastings is going to get back into this and put some pressure on South St. Paul, it has to be defensively. They're really going to need to get some pressure on. At this point, South St. Paul kind of is having their way, just leisurely passing the ball around the perimeter as they'd like. Hastings has kind of forgotten that ball pressure that got them.
Fitch inside, a little turnaround layup is good. And that size is giving the Raiders some problems right now.
Yeah, Fitch has been doing a nice job.
So this is Burnett's, a little stutter step, trying to get downhill. Layup stripped, going the other way. 3-on-1 attack. Cazares McCampbell is going to go to the free throw line.
And that was a really good transition attack by South St. Paul. Just turn and go.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, if you're a fan of the Packers, that's a good result right there in the 3-on-2 fast break. As Cazares McCampbell knocks down the first, we got a sub coming in. Esterby coming back to the floor, replacing Ledeen. And McCampbell connects on both. Foss coming back into the game for Newton. You gotta think they're gonna go back to him pretty soon.
That's what I would do. So Hastings experimented a little bit with a Foss and Newton lineup, both of them in the lineup at the same time, and now they're back to kind of a more traditional lineup with just one of them in and 4 perimeter players to spread the floor a little bit.
We get a shot right there of Coach Fikema. And now Foss into the paint. That shot is blocked. Packers in transition. And Cazares McCampbell is going to go back to the stripe. 6.5 to go here. Packers leading 58-47. Feels like he's been living at the free throw line.
Yeah, he's been. I think, I do believe his only shots have been free throws. He's kind of changing the game with his defense, his energy, and just attacking the rack.
And he's been, it makes sense why he's ended up at the free throw line. He's done a really good job of being aggressive in transition, getting downhill.
Absolutely, yep. Just using his speed and athleticism just to get to the rim.
Now a 13-point advantage for the Packers. Burnett's layup rims out. Rebounds South St. Paul, trying to push the pace again. Going coast to coast all the way is Nasir Jones.
Yep, and so that's a good timeout by Coach Fike. That defensive possession was one that you have to pull the boys over and say, somebody's got to stop that ball.
So a lead of 6 in about a minute and a half is turned into 15 with 6 minutes and change here to go in the second half, and South St. Paul is just going on a run right now. And it looks like, as we see a clip right there, our next broadcast will be girls basketball Friday night against Matamidi. And it will be right here at Hastings High School starting at 7 p.m.
And if you haven't had the chance, get out and watch those Hastings girls. They are playing some good basketball.
We get the wide shot right there of the crowd, both teams in the timeout. What a beautiful gym. What a beautiful floor.
Yeah, it really is a nice venue. It's a great practice arena, a great place for basketball.
And just receiving word, the girls' game has gone final. Hastings defeats South St. Paul 60-23. South St. Paul just 6 points in the second half.
That's some good defense. And so. Yeah, the Hastings girls basketball team, they've been putting together a good run of games. They've been doing a great job. And 60-23 victory, that's a pretty good victory.
That's a very good victory. And 6 points in the second half. It's hard to get better than that. But back in action here for the boys. It's going to be Burnett's trying to create some space.
And again, really good. South St. Paul, so maybe a contrasting thing in the second half. South St. Paul is just putting a lot of pressure on the ball and making it tough for Hastings to make any easy passes around the perimeter at all.
Yeah, and the Raiders have just, I mean, like you said, give credit to South St. Paul. The Raiders have not had a lot of open looks this entire half. I mean, it's been great defense here the whole way.
Again, really good pass.
Back into the post. That shot is blocked.
He got up. Who was that? Woodson Cox? He got up high.
And Fitch doing more damage downside in the restricted zone. Now a 64-47 advantage with 5.5 to go. Pass into the post. That's Foss layup. Oh, rims out. Now St. Paul. Oh, nice pass down into the post. Jones with another layup.
Yep, that's another good timeout.
I don't have the numbers on me. This might be 16 or 17-0 run we're looking at right here. This was a 6-point game, I think, with like 8 minutes left.
Yeah, no, this has been a heck of a run for South St. Paul. Aided a little bit just by maybe a lack of communication on defense on that last play by Hastings. And so Coach Fike just has to pull the boys in and say, you got up by 14 points in a matter of 4 minutes. That didn't happen by accident. You can do that again.
There are ways to get back into this, but they're gonna, like you said, they're gonna have to go back to what they were doing to start this game right after tip-off. And if you're in the timeout for South St. Paul and you're Darren Edwards, you're saying just keep doing what we're doing. I mean, we're on a roll right here. Very different conversations, but we've still got 5 minutes to play. I mean, more than enough time. And here you see the officiating crew. They've done a nice job tonight.
Yes, they have done a nice job. And I tell you what, we can't be more grateful for having referees out here willing to do this job, which is a thankless job, because we can't play without you.
Yeah.
So anybody out there thinking of getting into the referee business, it'd be really appreciated if you did.
It's a tough job, like you said, thankless, and you got to have some thick skin, right? You hear some things shouted from the crowd.
I've coached a couple games in my day where I've gone home saying, what was I doing yelling so much?
Oh, yeah. So, Raiders trying to break the press. This is Maher, and just a little miscommunication right there.
And that is not what you want to see coming out of the timeout. That's for sure. I know Coach Fike is looking for some answers here.
South St. Paul will inbound. Attacking this Raiders zone, starting now top of the key.
Good ball pressure there.
Pass deflected, ends up in the hands of Fitch.
Oh, well, the Raiders have had a couple of those lucky bounces, and that one certainly happened for South St. Paul.
Deflected ball goes right into it, and that one's stolen, and a layup for Pendergast, and now it's 70-47 with 4.5 left.
And so just the little details that the Raiders were paying attention to the first half, they just kind of forgot. That was just a little underhand shovel that Pendergast easily grabbed.
So Raiders once again set to inbound. Now Burnett's to the high post. Little handoff right there. Three-pointer from the wing. That one won't go. Rebound fought for. Ends up in Packer hands.
And here's another. Jones, just kind of another unsung player that you may not see a ton in the stat sheet from him, but he just has done a nice job of being a solid kind of point forward for South St. Paul. Rebounds his position well.
And it looks like we're going to get 3 substitutions here for South St. Paul. Looks like some of the heavy hitters coming out here with 4 minutes to go in the second half.
Yep. And really, this game turned on Jarman's three-point barrage.
Yeah. Probably, I mean, maybe 4 3-pointers in 2 minutes.
Yep.
I mean, just outstanding shooting that really, like you said, turned this game around. So Burnett's at the line for the 1-and-1, makes the first, will get the second.
And so at this point, you don't know. What is my Iowa math there? What do we got there? A 22-point lead?
That's correct.
So it's going to be a hard lead to overcome in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But what Hastings, you still want to play every possession, get something to build on in this last 4 minutes. So because you got a game coming up against Mahtomedi this Friday.
And that's a nice way to do it. Little forced turnover and into a layup on the press. And nearly another one. And there it is.
Nice job of getting aggressive.
So Raiders forcing a couple turnovers of South St. Paul here. Gonna set up the offense. Dribble drive. Beautiful pass right there inside to Foss for the layup.
Again, the Foss-to-Foss connection. And yeah, get yourself some positivity to go into practice tomorrow and into the game against Mahtomedi. That was nifty right there by Matthew Lee.
Burnett's attacking across midcourt. Lost his dribble. Dishes off, now down into the low post. Little turnaround jumper. That one got a piece of the arm, so Esterby looks like he's going to go to the line for a pair.
Yeah, and he deserved that because that was a great cut. And he kind of got himself caught in no man's land, but was able to draw a foul.
A little bit of a shooter's bounce there. Esterby gets the first one to fall.
Yep, some nice soft touch.
As we see Lucas Foss exit.
Yep, see, first time we get to look at Jack Cloutier.
And Foss, I mean, talk about bright spots. He played really well tonight.
Yeah, he really did.
Played a complete game defensively, was good on the boards, and certainly his offense. Beautiful touch around the rim. Packers turn it over. Raiders looking to move in transition. And that one picked clean. Going the other way is Pendergast for the layup. Thought about a three, instead dishes off. Mid-range jumper won't go. Rebound Pendergast. Oh, nice pass inside.
Yep, nice pass. Could have gone to either of two guys standing wide open below the bucket there.
Alonzo Simmons with the finish.
A little over-aggressive on the D.
Got a foul call. That one's going to go against Devon Simmons. And it will send Burnett's to the line. So it's the 1-and-1. That one won't go. Up the floor. South St. Paul still trying to push it in transition.
Yeah, and these are guys that have been on the bench, that haven't been playing, and so they want to play just like the other guys. They want to push it up. They want to do what they're supposed to do, and they did right there.
Three-pointer from the wing. That
Good
one's
looking shot by Foss.
already 6'1", and just a freshman. You got to think that he's going to play a part in this program, maybe even as soon as next year, right? I mean, if you think about losing some to graduation and just what he might be capable of moving forward.
Yeah, they're really, really excited about having Matt and what his future is going to look like. And the connection with Matt and Lucas, the brothers' connection, that'll be kind of fun to watch. We've seen it a couple times today.
20-point advantage, 78-58 here at the, this is basically a 2-minute warning.
Yep.
Rest is last 2 minutes, barring something insane, is likely a formality, but I think if you're the Raiders, nothing to hang your head about. I mean, you played a really strong first half. You played a decent first minutes of the second half. It just kind of got away from you there towards the end.
Yeah, just as we kind of alluded to earlier, a little trickle of a run started for South St. Paul, and it just turned into a waterfall that the Raiders were not able to recover from. But what they can hang their hat on is they had a first half and really a first 8 minutes of really, really great basketball. Yeah. And they have the ability to keep that going for an entire game. They just did not this game. Another great run out.
The senior lead, he's had a really good couple of minutes since coming in with the rest of the reserves. Pass poked free, stays in bounds. And that one's going to go the other way again with another turnover. Raiders 3-on-1. Layup is no good. Offensive rebound. And that shot is partially blocked. Now going the other way. Woodson Cox with a layup.
And yep, this South St. Paul Packer team, they're just going to continue to attack and attack and attack and attack.
And, I mean, South St. Paul, they came into tonight 5 wins in a row. I think they were averaging basically 80 points a game. They've been playing really good basketball the last, it's basically been 3 weeks they haven't lost.
And they're going to add to that average right now.
And we've got full subs. This is the complete line change.
And it looks like Hastings is going to do the same here.
And more subs coming in for the Raiders. Trying to get it in, nearly a 5-second call.
Yep, and nearly stepped on the line a couple times. So these guys, they're going to put forth effort here as well in the last minute and 7 seconds. And sometimes it's fun to just watch these guys play.
Well, it's a big moment, right, for kids that might not typically get into the game to come in and still get some varsity experience in the last couple of minutes. Raiders going to fire a 3 from the wing.
Ledeen with a 3, yep.
Ledeen coming in. Banging home a 3. Now 40 seconds to play.
Still playing hard, trying to get a possession back so you can score again.
Oh, nice pass there. And layup is good.
Yep.
Devin LaManna.
South St. Paul's going to keep the pressure on.
First layup, can't get it to go. Now 20 seconds to play. Ball poked loose. Ledeen gonna fire a 3. That one rims out.
And so I think South St. Paul's probably gonna salt this away here for the last 6 seconds.
And they will hold it. It will be an 84-61 victory. A dominant second half for the Packers. They will improve to 16-5 overall, 8-3 in the Metro East, and the Raiders will fall to 5-17, 3-9 in conference play. And I mean, it was there. It's just that second half got away from him, and you know, you got to think about the three-point shooting. Keyshawn Jarman, I mean, he came in and lit the scoreboard on fire there for a couple minutes.
Yeah, it really was a tale of two halves, and really a tale of a quarter half and 3/4 halves. There are 3/4 of the game for the Hastings Raiders, who were put on a display at the beginning of the game and really had South St. Paul in a bind. And then South St. Paul kind of fought back, and went on that waterfall of a run.
Give credit to head coach Darren Edwards. I mean, he got these guys after a rough couple of minutes where they fall behind, I think, 14 points. They right the ship. They find a way to get the job done.
Yeah, and they didn't panic. They called a few timeouts, made a few adjustments, and executed. And so good win for South St. Paul. A good hard-fought game. Great first half. Good hard-fought game by both teams. Shots just started to fall for South St. Paul.
Yeah, they did, and defense turned into offense early and often there in that second half. I mean, just a really complete game both ways. A two-way performance for the Packers.
Yeah, and really two of the big difference makers. Obviously, Jarman with his shot making there with those 4 3-point barrages and just opening up the floor for his team. But also, we've said it a bunch, Casares McCampbell really affected this game when he came in. He affected it defensively and kind of turned the tide over for them.
So for Hunter Pinkey, Max Slocum, Ian Andersack, Ben Brannon, Ross Albertson, I'm Reagan Hooverman saying thank you for watching HCTV Sports.